Welcome to the fresh and vibrant airwaves of the Pride and Promotion podcast. Strap in and turn up the volume because you've landed on the podcast that's setting the bar for the most dynamic and inclusive marketing conversations. Join your host, Joseph Federico, as he prepares to dive into the world of marketing with an inclusive twist where we spotlight the LGBT community and celebrate the power of diversity. Get ready to be motivated as we bring in some of the most influential LGBT entrepreneurs and marketing trailblazers who are reshaping the.
Hey everybody, Joe Federico here, your host of the Pride and Promotion podcast. Thanks for joining. Today, I have a very special guest, Josh McDade, joining us to talk about all things marketing, his business, and pride. Josh, thanks for joining. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's been quite some time, which we'll get into in a moment, but tell everybody out there in TV land just more about you and what you do for business.
So I'm Josh McDade from Iowa. I've been in business for 10 years. I have multiple businesses. My main one is I'm a metabolic health coach and a financial wealth coach. So basically, I offer solutions to help people improve their health. We have different types of products and services. And so, yeah, I'm excited.
That's a lot to be excited about, my friend, and you're doing a great job. So congratulations on all that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. So again, I've known you for quite some time, about we're going on 3 years. I'm going to get into and I want your feedback on this, of course, and your 2 cents. That's why you're here, right? To have pride and to promote. But we met on social media. I believe it was it Facebook originally?
Was Facebook. Yep.
Originally maybe Facebook. Like you may know somebody, and I said, oh, this kid looks interesting, and I learned more about what you did, and then a little bit of an evolution because of social media for me that I believe, and I hope changed your life truly. We were kind of like client, patient. I was helping you with life coaching for a while, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So let's start with that. And again, you're my guinea pig, and I'm so grateful for you to still be friends with you all these years later. And you're looking amazing because of your work and because of the work you're putting in. But how did you feel about us starting a meeting on social as to opposed to where you are now with your brand and your life?
I have a lot more confidence. When I first met you, I didn't really have a lot of confidence in myself. I'm going live more often. You've really given me the tips and tricks on what to do to build my brand and make sure that I'm getting out to anybody and everybody and just talking about what I'm doing. Because our motto is to change 1 billion lives, one household at a time. Yeah. So we're doing pretty well at it, and I'm just very excited. And I'm very blessed to have you in my life and stuff. I mean, you've done tremendously getting me out of my comfort zone and making sure that I'm doing the right things. And you did push me, and I know I probably fought back a little bit, but I mean, hey, we always have to get out of our comfort zone to make our business stronger and go from there. So
no, but again, I'm so grateful to have you in my life, and you came into my life, because of social media. So everyone tuning in and from TV land, that's the power of social media, number one. Number two, to allow me to be myself, to hone in on my strengths and weaknesses, or to fill in those gaps, to also not only become a life coach, which I'll be evolving that in the future, but also to be a social media coach. And that's what I love doing. And we bonded, I think, almost instantly because of, our Zooms, our FaceTimes, putting in the time to help you produce those videos over time. And that's just how things evolved, right?
Right. No, I totally agree with you on that. I mean, right off the bat, we hit it off as like we've known each other for years, and stuff. And then I just love how you were able to coach me and mentor me and make sure that I knew what I was doing, because I've been in business for 10 years. Yeah. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not getting any business? And then I finally figured out what was going on is I just wasn't putting myself out there. I didn't know what to do. And with your training and expertise, it really had helped me.
Yeah, and that just means that things were working and things are continuing to work, even though we don't work together necessarily. We are still friends 3 years later, and
Yeah.
you're more comfortable. You know, the whole life coaching evolved into working on your LinkedIn and your Facebook and your Twitter.
Yep,
And that
definitely.
wasn't even video, because I remember you telling me you weren't, quite ready to get on camera, and that was cool.
No, I wasn't.
So let's talk about what hindered you, what prevented you before we started talking, really evolving from the life coach to just third party content on 3 platforms. And the Instagram wasn't really huge for you back then. So why were you so afraid of getting on camera?
I think it was more because of I was self-conscious about myself and
Mhm.
stuff and like my weight and like my teeth and all that stuff. And so I think that's what got me out of the not wanting to get on camera and stuff.
Sure.
But now with you coaching me and everything, I was able to kind of reflect and just go with the flow, you know. Who
Right.
cares what people think about you? You're out there to help the people that want to be helped and stuff. So that's where my mindset has really changed. And I've actually done a lot of growing and over the last 3 years
Sure.
of like what a mindset is and how to become an entrepreneur and just let it all go and just be
Yeah.
yourself. So,
How are you getting the word out originally before we started talking about your business?
it was just mostly posting and then like being spammy. I'm gonna admit it, being
Okay.
spammy,
No, that's fine. Hey, no, that's, yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
I mean, that's how I was taught in the beginning is to be spammy,
Right.
and nobody likes to be spammed. I mean, I get that all the time now, and I'm like, nope, deny. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but it's just like trying to figure out what to say, and you want to strike up a conversation. You want to build that relationship. You just don't want to vomit your business right out to people because that's
No.
just a huge turn off.
Yeah.
So,
So when we started doing your social again, as I had said, we sent you the questionnaire. That's how
mhm,
we start with most of my clients. We evolved from the life coach. There was still that, because that evolved into our once a week, once every other week FaceTime learning, maybe, how to brand yourself with your clothing, and how and what to say. I remember walking around your apartment at the time, right,
mhm,
with your camera and saying, where can we set up shop to record your videos? How can we become, more engaging with our content? And working through that literally as a coach. And I do admit there was pushback, but I expect the pushback. And there
mhm.
wasn't much. But look at where you are now because of
Yes.
all that work.
Yep. Nope. I totally agree, and I thank you for that because I wouldn't be the person that I am today. You
So
know.
how so but let's get real. First of all, you're an amazing person. But how did you feel about the coaching? Why was it so important to have somebody like me, or even to look in a mirror, literally, Josh, and say, I need help. I need to reach a wider audience. How did that feel, actually feeling your space? Like, of course, with the podcast, I always have the same background. How was it, picking out a shirt, working on your branding, working on your voice, working on your timing? Like, how was the process specifically? Because I want people to understand that this process isn't easy, but it's well worth it.
It is. It is not easy. I will admit that. It's how bad do you want it? Do you want to stick in the same predicament that you are, or do you want to move forward?
Right.
And that's where I was at. I had to take that leap of faith and be able to just go all in because you have to, if you want to make your business successful or anything in your life, you can't worry about what's going to happen. You can't have that fear. You just have to go for it. And yeah, you might fall on your face, but get back up, you know?
And you will fall on your face, not you specifically, me too.
Right.
I believe I had told you even before we started talking and working together on many different levels, right before COVID had hit, I there was this IGTV, the Instagram television, that's now evolved into, reels and stories on the platform. And it was all the rage. And I said, I can't be a true coach. I can't be a true social media marketing maven, air quotes, if you're just not watching the live feed. But if I don't try this out on myself.
Right.
And I was only posting, remember back in the day that Instagram was only static images or carousels, not even carousels. You had 3 or 4 different the options for filters, and you couldn't really tell a story. So then IGTV came out, and I said, I have to get on this. And I went from 8% engagement rate weekly. My first video was terrible, Josh. I think I told you this on our training call, our first interaction. I stuttered. I fell. I read from a script. I sounded robotic. And it was nerve-wracking because I thought somebody was really looking through the camera when I was just really looking at myself recording.
Right.
And I grew 300% increase in engagement and metrics in 6 days by getting myself on camera.
Yep.
That's how that happens.
Yeah.
And I know your metrics were pretty bomb immediately after we started working together. So talk to us about, are you really like the engagement guy and the metrics, or do you just want to be yourself, work on your persona, and hone in on your business?
A little bit of both. I want, more of just getting my business out there and being myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you work on you being yourself, then the rest will follow and stuff. So, but yeah, because I've been looking at like my metrics and everything from the time that I started until now, I can tell that I've grown like almost 150%. So, it's an eye-opening experience and stuff. So, yeah.
But it should be just plain and simple. Drop the mic. Do you feel that your persona has changed?
Oh,
I know the answer, but from when we started working together till today, and how so?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
No. So how so? So how do you feel that your persona from the beginning to now has changed? Your outward-facing social media persona has changed.
Yeah, I have more confidence. I can definitely tell I'm not stuttering when I do get on lives or anything. So I think with the coaching and everything, it has really helped me evolve to who I am today and not worrying about how other people think about me. I just get out and do my job, and if people like what they see, then they'll reach out to me.
Were you getting responses from when we started working together, like your videos and such, or
was it beginning? No. But after that, I've been getting a lot more interactions with people talking to me, wanting to know what I've been doing. So yeah, it's been a blessing.
How do you walk us through? Go back 2 years when I had you writing scripts for your videos, at least the bullet points. Walk us through that. I know you're laughing, you're smiling because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
No,
but
it was not easy.
You pushed yourself.
Yeah, I had to push myself because it wasn't easy to try and figure out what to say and how to say it without keep on looking down and then up, or, it's just like, you just have to be yourself, and that's where I was at, is I wasn't too confident in what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it is very tough because you don't want to make yourself look bad, but also you have to learn from it, because in a business you will have success, but you also have failures. So when we first started, I wasn't having success. And with your guidance and everything, I was able to break through and start doing that. So now I don't even have to have the script or bullet points or anything. I can just get on camera and just talk about anything. So it's really gotten me out of my comfort zone. So,
and be a true businessman, a true entrepreneur. That's, taking advantage of. On the first podcast, literally back in the wintertime, we talked about with that first guest, to utilize your resources. What other resources did you tried to utilize or then utilize and evolve when we started working, together. Not only a notebook and a coach, right?
Mhm.
Or a pen, or your surroundings, right? Your background or your office space or your studio. What other tools did you use? Was it like a phone stand? Was it a ring light? Like what made you successful in recording content through today?
I actually bought a ring light because I didn't have one of those.
Uh-huh.
I bought a tripod stand uh, to make yourself look more professional, and so you're not holding your phone, and because sometimes when you first start out, you're nervous, and so if you're holding your
Yeah,
phone,
you're nervous. If you're not nervous, it means you're doing it wrong.
right?
I
Yeah,
didn't
and
mean to
that's true.
interrupt. But I had to point that out there to everybody in TV land. If you're nervous, that means then you got to do it. So,
Hmm.
but
Yep.
proceed.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, you have to be able to uh, be nervous because then you can learn from it and you know what to do the next time and stuff.
Mhm.
And then just being able to before you even get on, just practice and practice and practice. So you don't seem robotic or anything like that. You just seem natural when you get on.
How
So,
many times did I have you practice it first, Josh?
oh gosh.
Be real. This is a truthful platform. So how many times did I have you practice before you're in recorded?
Oh my gosh. I don't even remember. I know it was more than five.
It was more than 5. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes I think like maybe I think at the most 10 or 11
yeah,
time.
yeah.
I
Yep,
did.
just to get better at it because it's like because you can tell when because in the beginning you could see that I was like slowing and thinking, and then once we progressed, it was like okay, he knows what he's doing. He's taking the tips and the guidance from me and stuff. So yeah,
But then you knew what you were doing too, because you're the professional. You know what you know, and I know what I know.
correct,
And I don't know what I don't know, and vice versa.
right,
So if I could take my X years of experience in marketing, publishing, whatever that is, coaching, and saying, Josh has the magic touch. I know it's deep inside him, right? How are we going to extract that to have you become more successful? Believe in yourself.
right,
And I remember giving you homework over a text, and then would be like, all right, coach, what's my homework? And I just literally assign you a physical
hmm,
homework. You bought a notebook, you got a pen. I said, hey, no excuses, no text, no emails. It's
yep,
going to be in front of you. I want you to tape it to your mirror. I want you to sleep with it at night. Be your best friend, because then you're going to have to get, and improve and improve and improve, which you did.
mhm. Yes, nope, I
But
totally agree.
but that's not easy. I
No,
mean,
it's not.
again, only speaking from experience, and again, I've told you this, I've told everybody out this a million times. I probably will till the cows come home, right? Practice makes progress. We
Mhm.
don't want to be perfect.
Right.
If we're perfect, it means we lost out on everything. We have nothing more, not to live for necessarily, but to produce. Then we're at the top, and that's the end. Game over. If we continue to accept ourselves and to produce content, to get out there on social media, we'll get there. So Josh, we're talking about the past, we're talking about the future, and we're talking about um, how content's evolving. How do you feel your reels and video content have evolved now? And how is that translating into when you're out in public speaking for your brand and your business? Has that changed because of the training or not? And that's okay too.
Oh, yes. It definitely has changed. I have more confidence in what I'm posting, how I'm creating it, just because of what you have taught me and shown me what to do. Going out in public and talking with people is like night and day. Like before, I would like walk and I would just like kind of look around and like not even make eye contact. But now I'm out and about talking to anybody and everybody. So, yeah, I definitely
How has
have
that
changed.
grown how's that grown your business when you're in public?
Oh, it's definitely, they're like, oh, do you have a business card? Or I'd like to know more information about what you're doing. And so I have a QR code that has all like my information. So I just have them scan it. It's like on the back of my phone. And then
Mhm.
they just scan it and then they can look at it. It has all my contact information. And then I let them know if they have any questions that they can reach out directly to me. So I have more confidence talking to people.
How do you prepare for a live Facebook or an Instagram live with your business?
I just go. Like if I'm like making like in the morning, I have my mojo. I'll just hop on live and just start talking. I don't even have to
Interesting.
like, I don't even have to like make a like bullet points or anything. I just get on and just start talking to people and interacting
Mhm.
and showing them what I'm doing and talk a little bit about the product and what it's done for me and other people. So, and I get a lot more interaction with people when
Mhm.
they see me go live and stuff. So yeah, it's been a great experience and change for me from the
So
beginning.
what you're really saying is being yourself is the best remedy to growing a business on social media. That's what I'm
Correct.
hearing.
Yes, yes. You
Okay, not
definitely
put
want to
words in
be
your mouth,
yourself.
my friend.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, you definitely want to be yourself because the more that you're yourself, the more people are going to resonate to you and really want to know exactly what you're doing
Right.
instead of just always like posting this and that, they want to know who Josh McDade is or who Joseph Federico is. Is
Mhm.
he's the marketing maven.
Right. Right.
So I totally agree. So it's like who is that person? Do I really want to make a connection with them? Do I want to build a relationship? Do I want to build whatever if it's like customer
Business
base
with
or
or what
business?
have you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I have always told from you helping me and like my associates that I have, my business partners, you want to be
Yeah.
yourself. You don't, you, because you want to attract people that are like minded.
Right.
So,
Did you know who you were or who you wanted to be when you started out, even before we started talking?
no, I did not.
You just and I'm pointing this out purposely because everyone does this. I did this myself. You throw spaghetti into a wall hoping it sticks.
Hmm.
So who did you think you wanted to be when you started off on social?
Um,
Full transparency.
Full transparency. I wanted to be like one of my mentors, you
Hmm.
know.
Okay.
Um, I wanted to be like them, but you can't compare yourself to that person because they probably have had more success and they've been in the industry longer than you have. So
Right.
you can't really compare yourself to other people because it's going to make you fall back. Because
Right.
if you keep comparing yourself to somebody, then it's like, well, they're doing it this way, but I'm not being successful. Why
Sure.
is that? So you have to learn who you are and how you want to be. You can't really compare yourself to other people.
And question that. And time and again, go back to the drawing board over and over again until you find that sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
If you could define your persona now, 3 years later, who's Josh McDade on social media, the business owner?
I'm the number one metabolic health coach. That's who I am.
Boom. And I asked that purposely because, of course, I know, and I see it on your social media. I follow you like none other. I hope I'm one of your biggest fans, and that helps. But you have to be your own biggest fan as the
Right.
persona.
Mm-hmm.
You had that ready. How are you going to evolve that persona into your content in the future?
Just keep going for it. Just making sure that that's who I am. And that's what I want people to see me as is I'm
Mhm.
your number one metabolic health coach. Because there's a lot of people, the uh, number one New Year's resolution is to be healthy,
Mhm.
and be out transparent about it. This
Yeah,
is who I am. This is
sure.
what I'm going to help you with. Um, so yeah.
How do you prepare other forms of content? We talked about a lot about video. That's really today's theme, right?
Mhm.
Getting on reels and coaching and getting so confident, you can just go on live and just talk. Do you produce other forms of content, third party from other third party articles and sources? Is it namely for your business? Like, is it just sales? What fills in your time and your gaps on your other platforms?
So the other platforms I do like articles, like with um, weight loss. So I
Mhm.
go and find like, I don't know if the shots,
Mhm. Okay.
so I kind of compare and contrast with what I have to offer and what the like Kelly Clarkson or Whoopi Goldberg was using, or so
or the competition, to put it
or the
lightly, what
right,
they're offering.
yes, yeah.
Okay. So great. So this is a great lesson in working, having the competition work for you on your platforms. This is great.
Correct.
We're doing this in real time. So let's say you have a product. You can name the product, of course, for yourself. We're not going to name the name brand,
Right.
for legal purposes. But okay, you do your homework like every marketer or business owner should be doing to create content.
Mhm.
There's a lot out there. How do you weed through the BS versus what you can actually talk about on your page?
I look at like the um where it's coming from,
Mhm.
making sure that they're credible. And
Okay,
so like um I kind of go for like the Harvard University studies
mhm,
or any
perfect.
type
Mhm.
of um medical journals
Yeah,
or something in that, like a third party validation. Um,
perfect. Good.
so
Okay. So then once you have that step, it's a credible source. You can speak to it, and you have two avenues in which you can choose: a third party piece that's stagnant with a URL. And most times, as you know this from working together, and students out there or future students, once you put a URL on social, a LinkedIn or a Facebook or even a Twitter X, the image will be scrubbed automatically right
mhm.
from that. So you don't even have to, the work's done for you as long as you cite your source properly. So you can either go the stagnant route, which I recommend, right? You fill in your content between reels and lives and everything else and recording, or go on reels and lives and everything else recording. So how do you formulate a response or a thought leader position once you find your competition and the correct source?
I'm
Like,
sorry.
how do you put it together? So how do you put that together essentially to post on your social? So you have what you offer, you have what the competition offers, you have your source that's credible, and the verbiage. How do you put it all together to create something, a message on a Facebook, for instance, or your LinkedIn?
So I use Canva
Okay,
to create like a flyer or like a some type of graphic, and
perfect.
then I compare and contrast them so it's not all just words, because a lot
Mhm.
of people like pictures more than words, but I do. It's like a balance between words and pictures. So,
Bingo. Okay. Are your metrics on those graphics higher than if you just put a URL on your page?
oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. And I'm sure that the engagement on there is also higher.
Yes, yeah, it really is.
So then do you take that? You learned a lot, right? Your product, the competition, the source. Hope everyone's taking notes or replay this, but this is what I did with Josh, right? We worked through the
Mhm.
content. We worked through every piece to make sure everything made sense back to your persona and what you're offering for your business without what, Josh? Being spammy or being too
Instantly.
sales.
Yep.
So once you have everything ready to go and your content's been evolved for years, amazing job. How do you then evolve that into getting on camera? What can you speak about regarding the competition versus what you offer for a reel or a live on your social platforms?
You just kind of want to watch what you say to
Bingo.
not get yourself in legal trouble. So you kind of got to think at first in your mind before you say it. Yeah,
Mhm.
your brain thinks faster and then things come out, but you just have to make sure that you know what you're going to say before you say it. Because if you're live, yeah, you can technically delete the video, but it's still out there if you think about it. So
Correct.
yeah.
Correct. And always being mindful of, as you had said, what you're saying,
Mhm.
but also knowing that you're live, or if it's recorded, let's take a step back. As we talked about, we had you up to 11 times for one video, which is great. Practice makes progress.
Yep.
And you're comfortable in speaking. So nobody has to really know sometimes that you're not going live. You didn't record it 20 other times before you got your final product.
Mm-hmm.
What's the takeaway on that, Josh? That, and I know you've done, but do you continue to do a few takes before you do a final product for your socials?
Oh yeah,
For real or whatever? Okay.
Yeah, for real. I mean, because there's still sometimes like like you said, we've been business partners, friends for 3 years, and
Yep.
I still stumble over things, And I
And
mean,
that's fine.
that's fine because you're human and stuff. But the more that you practice to have that progress, then you're going to be able to be like, just hop on and you don't even have to worry about having to practice and stuff. You can just get on and feel confident about it and just go for it. So,
Yeah. And be yourself, be human. If you
Yes.
mess up, that's okay.
Okay. I mean, I've
We're
done
gonna
that
love you
on,
more. Yeah.
I've done it on lives before where it's like squirrel, you get off on a tangent and then all of a sudden you snap back to, and that's human. That's what lives are for, is just to communicate and have fun, So yeah.
But your potential clients and customers will love you more and buy from you longer term because you are human.
Correct. Yes.
Because you're taking the time to show your flaws, to relate to them. And this is the big thing that came out of COVID. The influencer marketing still works. We're evolving into AI marketing. That's a different conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But the human element is what will always be marketable.
Yes.
So I have 2 more questions for you, Josh, before we wrap up. Number 1, give somebody advice just starting out with their business and evolving their social media platforms. What are 2 pieces of advice you can give somebody that's really afraid to get on camera and to just launch their social media profiles?
One biggest tip that I can give you is just do it. Because if you keep worrying about not getting up to it and getting on, you're not going to do it. You're just going to be in that cycle.
That's it. And number 2?
Number 2 is just have the confidence. Be confident in who you are, because you know the stuff. Just get out there and do it.
It's all up here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Beautiful. Again, because I've seen the evolution from day one, and I'm just charmed. I'm charmed by you, Josh.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And before we wrap up this segment, what's coming down the pipeline for you for your business? I know you have so many things going on. You're moving soon. You're growing your life, evolving your practice. What is coming down the pipeline for you specifically with all your adventures that are coming up?
We have a new product launching in July.
Okay.
It's something that I can't really tell because I'm on an NDA.
Oh boy. Okay.
I know. I wish I could, but
almost, guys. You almost heard it first. Okay.
Yeah, you almost told it first. I'm sorry, but I could get in a lot of trouble if I tell you. But I can tell you that it is a drink, and it is everybody is already using it.
Okay.
So I'll just leave it at that.
You'll have to text me afterwards, and I'll have to get in on it while the getting's good. Okay. And any big things coming up for your social media platforms or your travel?
I'm getting ready to travel in October. I'm going out to Las Vegas for our convention for the business side, and I'm actually really excited about that. So
yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
And the fall's going to be here sooner than y'all think. So there's that.
Yes, definitely.
Josh, thank you so much. Tell everybody out there in TV land or just tuning in how to find you on all the socials.
It's number one metabolic health coach, or you can just look at my name, Josh McDade, on all the platforms.
Amazing. Josh, you're doing a great job. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming on today. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Joe, for having me.
Everybody, this is another episode of the Pride and Promotion Podcast. Work on your social media and be sure to go forth with pride. We'll talk soon. Peace.
And just like that, we're putting the finishing touches on another fabulous episode of the Pride and Promotion Podcast. If today's conversation struck a chord, why not sing our praises with a quick rating and review on your podcast platform of choice? Your support is the spotlight that helps us shine and bring more folks into our ever-expanding audience. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Let's get social too. Follow us online for all the extra goodies, sneak peeks, and continued dialogue about marketing with pride and purpose. Tune in next time as we unfurl more colorful stories, champion the cause of inclusivity, and learn more from the creme de la creme of the industry. Until our paths cross again, keep pushing boundaries, stay true to yourself, and infuse every project with pride.